All right, welcome to the Lincoln Design Co.
People always ask, who are you guys? How'd you get started? So we just wanted to give a little in-depth, look back at how we got started and who we are and, how we got here.
Yeah, quick conversation of basically the beginnings of Lincoln Design.
April 1st will be 6 years.
Yep. So it's a good time to kind of look back. Should have done it at the 5-year mark, but that's fine.
It's all good.
Yeah. So basically had a studio in California, in San Diego, for 11 years. Dustin, Damaso, Brandon, Davey all worked at this previous studio for me.
Yep.
So we closed down that studio and moved with the idea of moving it up to Portland, Oregon. Basically, we had come up here, Dustin and I, a couple times for Nike. They're one of our clients. So flew up here a couple times, really liked the area, super hyped on the design community.
Down in San Diego where we, initially started, the design community was zero. So it was a little more difficult. We were the only shop in town per se. So it was kind of nice because of that. But it was just a battle, no little mom and pop shops saw the value in design. So coming up here, every little person, sees the value, whether it be a tree trimmer, everybody has good branding. So it was a perfect fit.
If we're going to start a new studio, let's start from ground zero. New location, new city, new branding, everything. So ran it by these guys. Dustin's like, I'm all in. I'll move up there with you. So loaded up the truck and basically headed north.
We started off in a little loft in Southeast Portland next to a train track. And
Yep. Yeah, just Dustin and I. Big old loft and a couple desks in there.
Yeah, you get stuck behind the train and you're stuck there for 2 hours. So we were there for like a year or two maybe.
Yeah, I think year and a half. Yeah.
I think I was bugging Dan like, hey, all these guys at Nike and Adidas have these skate spots in their office. Like, what can we do? We need something. I want something. Let's go. So after a little bit of time, Dan found a new studio. Had a basement, and we put a mini ramp in. So that was, for me, a dream come true at the time.
Me as well.
Yeah.
I used to have a couple ramps and mini ramps in my backyard growing up. So
I would say we quickly outgrew that studio, and we moved across the river. Half of us are still living down there in Portland. So it's an easy commute going against the traffic, and we get a lot of comments or people asking like, how'd you get these clients? A lot of the stuff kind of stems back to the skateboard and motocross industry in a way. Yep.
In San Diego. So we started out doing a lot of work in those two industries. And then we had a lot of clients coming to us asking, hey, we want to grab the attention of those customers, the people who skateboard, the people who ride motocross, this and that. So because of a lot of the skateboard graphic work and stuff like that evolved into newer clients in different industries.
Yep. So Dan started at DC Shoes. He was one of the first, designers on payroll there. And in my opinion, it was like a good starting point. He obviously, lived the industry that he worked in. So then by working in there, good networking, and that kind of built a solid foundation of skate clients and action sports stuff that then maybe, let's say, a Nerf or Hot Wheels saw and we're like, we want that. So that kind of parlayed into a whole new industry. And then from there, we've been working with Nerf and, Hasbro, Mattel, and these types of companies for 10 plus years, I would say.
Yep. Yeah.
I would say it's all Dan from keeping the client from the first company to the second company and keeping them happy over the last 5 years and keep it moving forward.
Kind of in the beginning when moving it up here, Dustin and I were kind of both like, we need to get our name out there. Like, how do we establish our name? It's a new name, new company. What do we do to establish that name? So we went super heavy on the personal branding for the studio.
Yep.
Which behind us there is kind of one of the first posters we made with a bunch of different logos, with the idea of never really landing on that specific logo.
Yep.
Like, we're going to kind of keep it flowing, keep it broad, use a bunch of different logos. We did the snake up there, which was a big hit. So we basically started making a bunch of patches, making posters with our logos, sending those out to clients, putting them up for sale. And quickly we started getting like JPEGs basically back of that poster from clients. Like we had a big Nike project, and in that brief, like there was like 3 pieces in that brief that was like, hey, we want this style. One of the main pieces in that brief was that poster. And it was like, oh shit, okay, this is working.
Yep.
The clients are sending back our logo sheet.
Yep.
And saying, hey, we want this. So we were like, let's just continue to push on this. So kept creating logos, patches.
Yep. And since that time, that poster has shown up in dang near half of our briefs, you know? So
Yeah.
in the beginning, it was great. And now you're like, okay, we've been seeing the same, brief over and over, but it's good. It worked, So with the poster, Dan's a big print guy. So we started making books, giving them to clients, selling them on our shop.
Yep, ship them out.
This is volume 1. This was the first book we made. How many 200 pages of amazingness Dan laid out?
Yeah, 200 pages of client work.
Imagine organizing and laying out 200 pages. Like, that's tough.
That's fun stuff.
Yeah.
Gold foil print on the front, spot UV. So this was like the first book that we started sending out.
Which now it's obviously out of press. That we're not printing anymore, but we currently have a digital copy up. If you want to download that, I think it's pretty affordable compared to the price of the book.
Yep.
And you could scroll through and check out all the old work from 5-ish years ago.
Exactly. And then we moved on from that one to a little bigger book.
Volume 2,
gold foil print on the front as well.
You'll see a theme
Volume
here.
2,
Gold foil. You'll see the
new work, bigger work. All throughout. Not a lot of copy. I'm not a big copy guy. I'm not going to write a story for you to read.
Yep.
If you want to look at design work, that's what these books are. There isn't a whole story in there or anything like that. I'm horrible. These guys would attest at kind of writing in English. So.
And I would say all of us are bad at writing. That's probably why we're doing this job,
Exactly.
From there, we kind of parlayed into some different type of mediums other than books. We got some newspaper prints. These were really fun. I think we did one of these for 2 different categories.
Yeah.
Kind of the action side and then the entertainment side. So, this was really fun.
So that is something I've always wanted to do was basically a newspaper print on newsprint paper. And actually, they're done in the UK, and we sent it off one time to print. And a week later, it showed up on the doorstep, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that week is including, the process time of printing it and shipping it.
Shipping back to the U.S.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah. So, these guys are great. I'd actually have to look up their name, but...
Yep. And then from there, we also have some other little simple saddle stitch, simple little zines, little books, a couple different things. We have our brand standard zine, which is just a lot of our personal branding, and then we made some zines based on our retreats. We'd go on a cool retreat, every year at the end of the year, and Dan will cook up a little book, kind of just showing the whole trip. It's just a fun little piece. I like to joke we're out there doing trust falls, getting to know the group even better.
Shooting BB guns.
Yep, shooting BB guns, drinking some beers.
Yeah. But so, like Dustin said, I'm a print guy. So for me, at some point, you need a tangible item or, to show you work. So I've always been, one who wants to, we need a printed portfolio. Portfolio. Yeah, it's cool to have your Instagram and to have your website. But to me, at some point, you want this sitting on somebody's desk. And you want it to be nice enough that they don't throw it away.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then to round it off, we made a logo Mayhem book. This is a book just showing every single one of our logos.
Yep.
Hence the name, pretty straightforward. It's pretty cool. Check it out. Logomayhem.com. I mean, this thing goes for days. Great reference piece. Some of these design teachers out here need to make this, required reading because this is a good book here.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to continue we're actually going to continue the Mayhem kind of book cycle. Next one coming out, it's probably going to be Illustration Mayhem.
Yeah.
So we have we do a ton of illustration work here, and for all various types of clients and projects, and I'm going to compile all that into a book.
Yeah, it's just a matter of organizing and laying out 200 pages of illustration. So that's a heavy lifting right there. So Dan's going to be busy.
Yeah. Yeah, so kind of the point is, moving up here and starting the new studio, we wanted to push hard on our portfolio work and the print and everything like that. So we've made a bunch of books, sent them out to clients, categorize our work, and, it works well for us.
Yep. Once we can get everyone back in the studio, we'll get you a little studio tour, maybe a little deep dive into all the dudes.
Yeah, definitely highlight each guy and kind of show their work process and...
Yeah, each guy kind of has their own skill set of, illustration this style, illustration that style, vector. So, I think we have a really,
unique
team, well-rounded. Yeah. Shoot, we just brought on an animator, so that's going to be huge for us. This is something I've been wanting for 2 years now. So the fact we're going to get an animation guy
Yep. Bo's starting full time in January, so
Yeah, we have the ability to kind of kick down the door with animation and hit it pretty hard.
we're excited for that. That's gonna be big.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope that kind of helps explain a little bit of the background and where this all came from and kind of how we all came together as designers and in a studio.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions, just pop a comment. We'll try to address it in some
Yep.
future videos, and yeah, let us know what you guys think.
Yep. Cool. Thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it.